More records to show and talk about. Yeah, so I've been kind of milking my sorrows in terms of buying records. I found a very fun way of buying records, and fun in a asterisk of, is it really all that fun? So my girlfriend loves to thrift shop. And I guess thrift? I guess that's the verb of it. And in like the Goodwills, the Value Villages, those repurposed stores, most of them have like a very small record section. And I dive deep into those guys, and you can pick up like them for anywhere between like 25 cents to the most expensive one I've ever picked up is like $5, and I'm going to be talking about those ones here. So yeah, that's how I've come into all these used stuff. Now, most of them are used, but there are a few in here that are new, and I'm going to be talking about those as they come up. But let's just get into them. There's a lot here. So yeah, let's start talking about them. And I've moved myself over here so I can show you. First one, Styx Crystal Ball. This came in at number 2 in my Styx worst to best. I was super duper surprised about how good this album was. So when I saw it there, this was one of the ones that were more expensive at being $3. I know, it's crazy. Great condition, great sounds. So I had to pick this one up. So now I have 3 Styx albums, Styx 2, Grand Illusion, and now Crystal Ball. So, yay! Alright, these two kind of are a pairing of one another. These are Charleston Time and Mambos and Broilers, I guess. These are kind of like a 1-2 punch. It looks like it's the same production company that did these guys. These ones look like go-go dancers, and these ones look like mambo dancers. These are very cheaply made, but they're still fun, and it's all purely instrumental. At least I've listened to this one. I haven't had a chance to sit down and listen to this one. So there you go. Some fun stuff there. This one here is more instrumental stuff. We've got Heartstrings. This one is thrilling new string sounds in romantic moods for dancing and listening. I love these kinds of like 20s, 30s, and 40s instrumental orchestration kind of things. And it's got some really, really good stuff. And then very similar to that is I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Again, very, very fun. Very, it's like 101 strings on it. Next up is a compilation album, Candlelight and Wine, Beautiful. And this one actually is from CHFI from Toronto here. So CHFI 98.1. And it's just like a compilation of, I guess, Moonlight and, Candlelight and White Wine. They kind of go into talk about each of the songs there. So anyway, it's just a fun compilation. I thought it was really cute. Next one I picked up because I had no idea what it was going to sound like. It's the Shangri-La, Percy Faith and his orchestra. Again, I had no idea what to expect with this one. Wasn't all that surprised. So this one was fun. Nothing much more to say about that one. Then we've got great vocalists of the big band era. This one I thought was great. Again, we've got Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, Judy Garland, Ella Fitzgerald, Andrews Sisters. So some really, really great talent on here. And honestly, this was one that actually had a sneak. There was a sneak in on this one because this one also contained an extra album, which was The Best of the Big Bands, which is a separate album that has a whole bunch of other ones on it. Next one I got mainly because, well, okay, so whenever I hear Hammond organ, I always think of like the deep prog stuff from like Deep Purple or like Emerson, Lake and Palmer. This one sounds a little bit more like carousel music. 27 melodies for dancing and dreaming. It is what it is, and it actually lists the type of dance it is. So you've got the foxtrot, the cha-cha-cha, waltz, let kiss, samba. It's interesting that they chop it up by dance rather than the actual tune, but you know, it is what it is. It's still kind of fun. I got a kick out of this one, and that's pretty much all I was hoping for. All right, now we get into, those were kind of like the, I don't want to say bargain bin, because that kind of diminishes their value a little bit, because they're all really, really beautiful in their own little way. But the rest are more classical stuff. Again, still from the discount stores, Value Village, those type of stuff. So the first one is Tchaikovsky. Whenever I see Tchaikovsky, I always have to get it. This is the Nutcracker Suite and Romeo and Juliet. I've been trying to find the best versions of both. This one does a pretty good job. It's not too bad. Probably not my favorite rendition of these two tracks, but still very, very fun. And yeah, Waltz of the Flowers is still one of my all-time favorite pieces. So this was a very fun treat. Next is Johann Strauss Jr. waltzes. So we've got the Blue Dunby. I always used to think it was the Blue Dunby. And then a few other ones that I know about, like the Wine, Women, and Song. I think it's the only other piece that I know from Johann Strauss. But yeah, very fun. Very fun. All right, so this one I had to get just for the lulz. This one is the Beer Gardens, an evening in Munich with the Munich Burger. I love this. This was just a whole lot of fun. It's basically just like a marching band with a lot of papas. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Thought it was a really fun treat. So yeah. All right, so the next couple here are all Christmas albums because I love myself a good Christmas album. So I'm going to bring those over here. Let's see here. The first one is Nina Mouskouri. Again, I'm really, really sorry. I can't pronounce these guys. Christmas with Nina. Again, I haven't really listened to this one yet, only because I haven't been in the Christmas mood. Give me a couple weeks, and it usually rotates that I'll put on a Christmas album every once in a while. So that's this guy here. Next is the Nat King Cole, the Christmas song. It still has a little bit of a rapping on it, which I appreciate. So yeah, it's the Nat King Cole one. Next up, a very special Christmas with Haygood Hardy. I have a feeling this is all piano music, so I'm all good with that. And for $1, I'll give it a try. Looks like it's very 70s, so there's that one. And then the classic, this is probably the most expensive one that I've had. This one came in at just under $5, was the Elvis Christmas album. So not a big fan of Elvis, but I figure, hey, might as well have Christmas with Elvis. Blue Christmas, I'll Be Home for Christmas, Oh Little Town of Bethlehem, Santa Claus is in town. Santa Claus is back in town, and Silent Night, among others. Very, very fun. And then I got this one not knowing exactly what it was going to sound like. It was Christmas Hits for Dancing, and this one I actually got at God's Candy in Barrie, Ontario. If you guys are ever in Barrie or the surrounding areas, go check it out because they have a lot of prog stuff. I'm going to be talking more about them in a bit. So yeah, this one is more of just medleys, and it's more of like the 70s medleys, because I didn't exactly know what this was going to sound like and was very pleasantly surprised of all the different sounds and styles on this one. So Christmas Hits for Dancing, I thought that was a lot of fun. All right, so these two are used albums that I picked up from God's Candy, and this was part of the reason why, you know, I will be a champion for them because, man, what a selection. First is the new digital motion picture soundtrack to Fantasia. I mean, this is still my favorite Disney work of all time. I think they kind of dropped the ball on Fantasia 2000. This one is still one of my favorite pieces of art, and it has all the tracks on here. There are a few ones that are truncated a little bit, like Beethoven's Sixth is obviously truncated, otherwise it would have its own LP on it, and Stravinsky's Rite of Spring is a little bit truncated, but all the other ones are pretty much in their full form, so that was a lot of fun. And the sound on this is pristine. It's really, really fantastic. And then another one that I got that I love was the Blade Runner soundtrack, but this one is the New American Orchestra orchestral adaptation of the motion picture. This one is performed by Jack Elliott as the music producer. Really, really interesting take on it. It has all the classics like the love theme, the main theme, Memories Queen, the end titles, Blade Runner, Farewell. All right, now we transition from all the used stuff into the new stuff. Little coffee break here. So we have two Anathema or Atema, or however you want to pronounce it. The first one is their covers of their own stuff of Falling Deeper. I love how they reorchestrate a lot of those like doom metal and metal pieces that they did in the past for the style of music that they were really embracing in the 2000s. And the fact that it fits on one LP is like mwah for me. I love when an album is able to do that. And yeah, I love the atmosphere. I love the environment that we found on Falling Deeper. Really, really good stuff. And one of my favorites from them is Distant Satellites. So I was able to pick up Distant Satellites. Love all these. Take Shelter is my favorite track off of this, but the Lost Songs parts 1 through 3 are fantastic. The actual band's title track of Anathema is really, really great. And You're Not Alone has, like, it's a pretty bopping track. So with this, I also have Weather Systems, and now I'm just missing We're Here Because We're Here as, like, my favorite bunch of Anathema tracks. So yeah, really, really great find. And these 3 were all from God's Candy. So again, great place. They have some amazing prog stuff there, and that's where I picked up these guys. All right, round in the corner. Only 2 left. This is Flora Songs from the Decemberists. This actually completes my Decemberists catalog. Now I have all their albums on record outside of the Always a Bridesmaid. The only problem with this is that it is not well maintained. And I'm not surprised. I don't want to name names, but the place that I got it from isn't the greatest. And I'm not surprised that this is falling apart because they don't really look after their material all that well there. I only get things there because I literally wouldn't be able to find them anywhere else. I mean, a little bit of super glue around here will fix it up, no problem, but it's just a shame that I have to go through that, and it's kind of lost a little bit of its value in my eyes. A little bit of a shame that it wasn't kept in pristine condition, you know? But anyway, this completes my Decemberists album collection, so glad about that. And finally, the big one, the one that came in the mail a couple weeks ago. This is one that I actually had to order online. It is the new Haken album of Virus. Love this album. I think it's one of Haken's best work. It's definitely their straight up metal album. Very, very metal. I feel like with this and Vector, they kind of complete one full album, like one double disc album, and it's a great piece. It's completely relentless. It really is. It just keeps going. It keeps hitting you very, very hard. Everybody's at top notch on this album. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, the only other album that I'm waiting on is the new Taylor Swift album. I ordered it on opening day and I still haven't received it yet, so I know they're probably just in production with that, so it probably won't be coming for a little bit now. But I was kind of holding off on doing another one of these record hauls until I get that one, but I figured, you know what, I have enough here to talk about it, and I'm already at like 16 minutes of raw footage, so I'll probably edit it down a little bit from there. I cut this part. But yeah, so that's my haul. That's what I've been getting for the past couple of weeks. What did you guys think? What have you been getting within this time period? You know, go and check out thrift stores, because unfortunately I know with my limited budget now, I can't just go to my favorite record stores as often as I once could, so I've had to find ways around that. And honestly, I've been very pleasantly surprised with what I've been getting. So yeah, that's about it. What did you guys think? What was your favorite of the bunch? What was your most surprising? Let me know by commenting down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you guys are definitely the best. Until next time, notes out.